Should you accept a counteroffer? You accepted a new opportunity, you put in your notice, and then your current employer threw bags of money at you to stay. So, should you keep those bags of money and stay? Watch and find out. Hello and welcome back to my channel where I help you slay your career and cultivate the successful life you deserve. You're here because you have a counteroffer, or you're preparing for a counteroffer, or you just want to know what to do in that situation. You probably have one of those friends, or a friend of a friend who took a counteroffer where they tried to leave and their company made it rain, and now they're swimming in cash, totally happy, totally successful, and everyone lived happily ever after, as they say. However, that person isn't the norm. In fact, I would call them an anomaly, because statistics tell us that 85% of people, if they accept a counteroffer, are going to be gone within 6 months. And even if you make that 6-month mark, 90% are gone within a year of accepting a counteroffer. Why is that? Well, there's multiple reasons. First of all, if you've accepted an offer and put in your notice, you were probably leaving for very legitimate reasons. And unless that counteroffer was entirely centered on money and this process did not cause any bad feelings between anyone, maybe it totally rectified the situation. But in most cases, there's going to be things that weren't actually the money that were the reason for you to go. Maybe it was the fact that you didn't like your manager, Bob, but Bob is still your manager. Or maybe it was the fact that you weren't given the growth opportunity, or you weren't getting the recognition, and those things haven't actually changed. No matter the reason, you were leaving for a reason. Your foot was literally out the door, not for fun. There was a purpose behind you wanting to leave. And throwing money at the problem might help temporarily, but it's never going to actually fix it in the long run. On the other hand, you might have accepted the counteroffer, but now at the next opportunity they have, they're going to let you go. I've heard many instances of this happening, and there's one that actually sticks out in my mind where someone put in their notice, they got the counteroffer, they kept it, but it was because the leader in their organization knew that they needed them for the next 3 months to wrap up a project. They threw the money at them. It was not a salary that they can sustain, but he threw the money at him because he knew within 90 days he was going to be out the door. So instead of exiting on his own terms with an opportunity that he was probably really excited to get and had the safety net of a current job while he was actually looking for it, he was out the door. When you accept a counteroffer, the fact that you put in your notice is going to cause collateral damage that is basically unescapable. Sure, you could be one of the 10 that this actually works out for. However, chances are you're going to be one of the 9 people of those 10 people that it absolutely does not. You're better off to make the transition and have the fresh start. And let me say, I think it's really hard to actually decline a counteroffer. Even if you're leaving for very valid purposes because you're not happy where you are, it still is the devil that you know. You know exactly what to expect, and even if that's stressful or unpleasant at times, it's still comfortable. You don't have to learn new names, you don't have to learn new systems, you don't need to learn new pitches. There is a lot of benefits of not having to move, which is why most people don't change jobs all the time. And when the pot is sweetened, and usually it's sweetened with cold hard cash, that can be really attractive, especially when the counteroffer is actually greater than the offer that you have just accepted. Unless your only complaint at your current role was the fact that you weren't being compensated correctly or you couldn't get a raise, it's not going to solve your problems. I know it would be amazing if money could solve our problems, and you know what? It can temporarily, but in the long run, the problems are still there, the money isn't going to fix it, and you're still going to end up in the same spot, either looking around or being ushered out the door. Now, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever accepted a counteroffer in the past? How did it work out? Let me know in the comments down below. And if, now that you think about it, you don't need to worry about a counteroffer because you're going to decline the job offer in the first place, what you need to do is you need to politely decline that offer. And that is exactly what my next video is going to be about. So if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, click the notification bell so that you find out as soon as it goes live. I hope that you really enjoy the videos that I'm posting. Right now I have a series in terms of transitioning to your new role, negotiating your salary, and you know, all the job search etiquette that goes along with it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Not only does it let me know that you like videos like this so that I can make more of them, it also tells the YouTube gods that more people should see this video. And that really helps my channel. Thank you for being unapologetically ambitious, for taking this time to invest in yourself, your professional development, and making sure that your next step is the right step for you. And of course, thank you as well for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.